Hey Raiders, welcome back to another live arena battle video. This video will feature 2 fights and 1 win. So looking at the rankings, I'm at 2259, so still increasing, so that's a good thing. I have no battle history because I did not fight yesterday. So looking at, again, the rankings, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll see who we face first off. And it's taking a few seconds to get matched, but there it is. It'll be Anthony, and I'll go ahead and go with Wukong first. I just rebuilt my Wukong. I'll show him at the end. I built him over 300 speed in primarily a damage build with just enough accuracy to steal buffs off of the other team. And then I also rebuilt my Errol because I found out that I had 2 accessories in Stone Skin, so he is now Stone Skin lethal. After today, after these battles, I actually was able to get the roll on his gloves for crit damage, so he will be a heavier hitter. So I wanted to go with Errol today. And so far this team's not looking too bad, but it actually catches me by surprise. I think about Helicath, and then I think, no, I think I want to go with another Reviver. The problem with this team is I'm looking at it like, it's speed. I can just easily come back and beat these guys. Then they throw in Torment. I'm like, I can still do that. I've got Duchess. But the problem is I don't know what Michinaki does. I didn't know, or I knew, but I didn't bother to pay attention that he has a buff strip, an AoE buff strip, so he's kind of like soulless in that way. So I banned the Arbiter, and if I had banned either Torment or Michinaki, I'd have probably come away with a win. Michinaki would have been the safest bet. I never ever considered banning Michinaki, but I think in the future I will consider it depending on composition. It's amazing though, because in this battle, Michinaki was so key. So I strip all the buffs and polymorph myself with Wukong. And then they'll go. And then Michinaki strips off the veil, allowing Torment then to later strip off the stone skin off my Errol. Had Errol been able to go, Errol would have destroyed this team. But there it is. I bring him back, and then Xavia block revives on him. I thought I was going to go before Xavia, but I wasn't looking close enough at the turn meters. So a couple of mistakes there, one on the pick ban and then one on the revival of Errol. And I probably should have just waited on the revival of Errol, but I didn't. Either way, this was a winnable fight. I just played really sloppy in it. And it was all about the interaction of the buff strippers and the block revive from Xavia, because she's going to get my Wukong here too. I thought Xavia was kind of a weird pick with Wukong in there already, but because of Michinaki's ability to strip buffs, that's what really did it for them. I was hanging in there hoping that I'd get a good hit off with Wukong, but then they get the buff strip again and kill with Michinaki. So Michinaki was really key in this battle, and I just overlook that guy whenever I see him, because to me, he's kind of a trash arena champ. But clearly I get beat by what I consider to be a trash arena champ. But I'm sure this guy gets his fair share of beatings. So Wukong gets block revived, and I go ahead and leave the battle because I can't do anything after that. So then I'll get in on the second battle, and this one took a little while. I was starting to think, is there anybody even left there? I was actually hoping for a rematch with that last opponent. So this time I get Bergfex. He will go first, and he will pick Duchess. So then I'm thinking, I'm going to pick Wukong, but do I want Sifi? I'm kind of unsure of which picking order I want to go here. Then I decide Nekrat Sifi, and Nekrat should go first. And then I go Nekrat Wukong, because I'm not sure if I actually want Sifi. So then this battle, I'm not going to go with Errol. They end up going Georgid and Warlord, so I go Goffred and Sifi. I finally do go Sifi. And I'm going to ban the Warlord. They bring in Pythion for survivability, and they bring in Rhonda to counter my Wukong, but have no fear because Wukong is fast. And I think this is only the second time that I see Goffred banned since I've been, well, in Live Arena altogether, but the second time in Gold 2. So we'll get started. I get the speed battle. So I really want to be killing Georgid, and I strip his stone skin, that's good. And now I just want to finish him off. lower his attack with Necret, actually end up killing him. And I want to see how Xena does against Duchess. So I killed Georgette again, need to keep him dead. And now he's going to get lucky with Rhonda right there by not getting weak hits on Xena. So I'll go for the A1 with Wukong and kill the Rhonda again. I think there's one more revive they've got left, and they're still in Stone Skin. Fortunately, I'm fast enough, and I get enough turn meter boost on Xena to just go circles around this team, and they're not going to be able to beat me with their 2 revivers. So do that again, try to steal some turn meter. And I'm going to look for sheep, go for the strip, don't have the accuracy. This is not an accuracy Wukong anymore, it's just a fast damager. Fast damager means he doesn't have as much damage potential. He's only at about 6,000 attack, 200 crit damage, and I'll show that build in a minute. So he looks, and then he decides, you know what, I'm not going to keep doing this, I'll leave. So 1-1 on the day, good win for Xena. The first opponent had about 18 million account power, so higher than mine. The second opponent had about 30 million, so another feel-good win there. Whenever you can beat somebody who's twice your account power, that feels pretty good. So 1-1 on the day. I think the rankings really are opening up in Gold 2, and pretty soon I'm going to be able to make a run on winning more than 50% and start climbing the rankings. So here I go ahead and look at the account power. Doesn't mean account power really means the average amount of gear and then total amount of built champions. So again, feel pretty good on the day. So we'll get onto the builds, and I just rebuilt Errol, I just rebuilt Wukong, and then I just started using Xena, so she's a brand new build. I actually took Wukong's old attack build. It has a little bit of accuracy, and that's on Xena. So I'll go to Wukong first. He's 304 speed. He's about 6,000 attack, and he's 200 on the crit damage. And then 350 accuracy. I was only actually aiming for 250, and I just wanted enough to steal buffs off of their damagers. So Wukong's going to get a lot of turns, but he may not have the damage to really obliterate teams. So onto Errol. I recently noticed that I had the accessories to build him in Stone Skin as well as lethal. So I did some lethal pulling today, and I have some respectable numbers on him. And I also ascended his gloves so I can build that soon. So onto Xena Warrior Princess. She's a new build. She's at about 6,200 attack, 220 speed, a little higher accuracy than I needed. I'm going to rebuild her, but we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.